Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to show you Async Sampler. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Additionally, if you would like to participate to the giveaway, please do follow the instruction contained in the video description. Thank you again. So, Async Sampler, it's a sampler, multiple sampler, which can work synchronously but also asynchronously to the host. And I'm saying host because, as you can see, it is inside the AUM, but it works also as a standalone application. So as you can see at the top, you have one sampler, one block. So it says sampler number 1 on the top left, but then in the middle you have another sampler, and also on the right side you have another sampler, which are exactly the same. So 3 blocks at the top for 3 samplers, which can work, of course, synchronously or asynchronously. Then at the bottom left here, you have 2 LFO, LFO1 here and then LFO2 here, and you can see on the left hand side the dots moving up and down, symbolizing the LFO rate in terms of the speed they're moving up and down. Indeed, if you move the rate here, you can see it's increasing. Double click on the controls, of course, to reset them by default. Here you have effects, reverb, delay, but if you click, you can see you have also ring as well. At the bottom here, you have selection for bit per minute. If you're not using sync, you can go through a number of presets, which I will show you in a moment. You can change the settings, do MIDI learn, and fine tuning. And then finally, on the bottom right hand side here, you have a master section, a master bass section. Let's go through some of the presets. So we click where it says init preset here. Straightforward interface. You can close the dialog box like so. You can edit here. You can remove something. You can rename, create a new folder. When you finish, you click back. You can choose between user and factories as your bank of categories. And then you can choose some of the preset. As you can see, there are only 4. Example 1, 2, 3, and then an initialize preset. The initialize preset is what you see currently on the screen. So you select one and then click on use preset. Okay, and the use preset doesn't have any sample loaded, which you see the waveform here where I'm indicating with the cursor. So let's listen to some of the presets and then we go into the explanation of how it works. As you can hear, 2 of them were actually working. All 3 were enabled. Of course, you had the random function here, which I will explain in a moment. So, and of course, I had to stop all of them, okay, manually. Now, let's choose another preset. In this case, you see an LFO working here as well. Okay, let's choose the 3rd one. Okay, and now let's reset it to the init preset so we can go through the different controls. So let's start with the sampler. When you know how one works, you know how the other 2 works because they are exactly the same. So you have a play and stop control there. And you have a different way to play in a loop, look forward, look backward, look ping pong, one shot, so you have loop forward and look backward, and then you have also the possibility to do random as well. Now, in here you have sync And this is where you sync it to the host. Of course, when you sync it, you have different options with changes. So you can see the fix option disappearing when it didn't sync, and also these multiplier appearing as well, and also the speed change to pitch. Okay. Then here you have the selection here on the folder for the samples. So you can choose some of the samples which are contained inside the library. So let's go to birds, and you can see similar interface for the presets down here. So you can close it, use the sample, edit, new sample, etc., etc. And when you have done that, let's click play. Of course, you can move to the previous sample, to the next sample, like so. You can change the speed here, the volume and pan left and right. So let's try. Of course, when you change the speed, you see the ratio here changing as well. Of course, if you go in sync mode, wait for host. Of course, you can change the pitch and use the multiplier and divider here as well in terms of ratio for the playback. Okay, I like to leave it sync off for now. And then you have other options. You can decide where it starts playing the sample. The length. This is quite good to show you the different play mode. Okay, so that's quite nice. You can also do crossfading between the start and end. Which is quite nice. Then you have a send to the reverb and send to delay for the effects, and you can of course do pre and post here. Okay, then here you have a high pass filter and low pass filter, and you can change, of course, the Q setting and for the resonance, and of course you have a drive as well here. Okay, so that is how it actually works. So pretty straightforward. Of course, when you use the effect, then you can go down here in the middle and adjust the size, the high pass filter, low pass filter, the width in terms of stereo wave, and the decay for the reverb. On the delay, you can change the timing, the width, the feedback, heavy in sync, low pass filter and high pass filter. And then of course you can choose also ring. You can change the different rates as well. The balance, sync, high pass filter and low pass filter. And then here you can decide the direction between one to the other. So let me show you. So let's choose a different preset. Let's choose perhaps a guitar. So you can see I had the delay enabled because I set the balance that way. I can do the opposite way. Let's reset the delay here and then send it to the reverb. And let's choose, why not, a wind instrument, and let's choose a flute solo. So you can choose the different direction. Now let's choose a different one. For example, a low note, something like that. Let's try. Okay, the reason I wanted to do that is because then I can go to the LFO. You can see I can set the type of waveform, the rate, the offset, the scale. I can pause here, I can sync it, of course, and then I can do an assignment. Click assign, and then we're going to assign, why not, we sync it and we assign the pitch here. Now, when you do the assignment, you actually need to move up and down to set, of course, the range. Okay. So, and there it is. So let's play. Nice to actually do sample and hold with this. You can create some quite interesting effect if you have the sampler in syncs and also the LFO in syncs. In this way, I'm changing the pitch as the note or the sample is being played. And then I can go to, for example, this second sampler, and I can go to drums, and then I can choose a bit here, sync it as well, click play. Let's choose, for example, sax. Interesting effect. Here you can have compression, you can have clean and dirty, you can set the compression level here, the volume, the width, You have a setting for low frequency mono. You can adjust the tone, the high pass filter, low pass filter with the corresponding resonance, and of course drive as well. It exposes a lot of parameters as well, which is quite nice, as you can see here. Volume, speed, pitch, sample start, length for each of the sampler. So these are quite nice and welcomed because, of course, then you can use those to actually, in conjunction with other applications, therefore integrate quite nicely Async Sampler to other apps and therefore within your composition. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this introductory tutorial, and as always, see you next time. Bye.